And you feel really strongly about this, don't you? And you're calling for people to boycott Arsenal as a consequence.
I think in this day and age now, we understand what we humans have done to the world. I don't personally believe there is a place for big game hunting. I know that there's a big argument, and I'm sure you're going to hear it from Diggory shortly, that money goes back into conservation. But I've been on the front line. I've been out to conservation areas in Africa where people still argue that the money from this big game hunting goes back into conservation. But I think we're fooling ourselves if we really think it's making a big difference. And my problem with this channel is that it glorifies hunting. With young people suddenly having access to the hunting of elephants out in Africa, whether people like Diggory argue that this is legal or not, it's unethical, and I don't think that we should be promoting this.
I think the social responsibility element of it is absolutely right, and hunters have always been very at the forefront of conservation. The Selous Game Reserve in Africa is named after Frederick Courtenay Selous, who was a very, very famous big game hunter. The Jim Corbett National Park in India is named after Jim Corbett, a famous tiger hunter. These people have national parks named after them because they were at the forefront of conservation before it was even a word. These are the people that coined conservation as a term. Now, people have chosen some of these very emotive-looking, perhaps bad taste American low-rent attempts at, you know, presenting what they do as their sort of redneck hobby, if you like, which is how it will be seen by a lot of people.
Videos that are out there.
If you look at Carter's War on the Outdoor Channel, this is Ivan Carter, who's probably one of the top conservationists on the front line in Africa, taking his wildlife conservation issues straight to the poaching. He's looking at things like monkey smuggling, rhino poaching, the trade in rhino horn, how on the front line hunting concessions and photographic concessions and people are trying to combat the scourge of poaching. And Ben mentioned that poaching is the issue. What we all want, and Ben and I, if he's still there, I'm sure would agree on this, is in 50 years from now, we're looking at a healthy, wild African continent teeming with wildlife. Now, a lot of people may not like the fact that some people hunt or shoot, but it's incontrovertible. You look at the ICUN, you look at the World Wildlife Fund, who support trophy hunting when it's done properly. These people have all looked into it in detail, and they've come up with the answer that actually it works when it's done right. And I'm only advocating doing it right.
Ben, what do you make of what you've heard there? Because obviously, you know, Diggory is making the point there about the role in conservation. How do you feel when you hear that?
Do you know what? I've heard all the arguments. It's a very, very complex area that sadly we probably don't have too much time to go into now. The reality is that we're talking about this channel that Stan Kroenke is advocating, supporting. All the Arsenal supporters, your season tickets, by supporting them, that money is going back into, in the way the business sector works, your money is going into supporting hunting, whether you like it or not. And this is the bigger point here. If someone like Diggory wants to go out hunting, you know what? If he does that behind closed doors legally, I think it's unethical, but if he wants to do it and it's legal, do it. But don't start trying to peddle it to other people. I know you have to pay a subscription to watch this channel, but it's still accessible. It still glamorizes it. It still puts it on television. I do not think there is a place for a TV channel that consolidates all these bloodthirsty videos in 2017. Well, we should be celebrating animals, protecting animals, rather than killing them.
It's interesting. I said to you before, Ben, maybe there's a cultural difference between Britain and the US, and if there is, it'll be a channel that'll be strangled at birth because there'll not be enough people to watch it or pay those subscriptions. We can only hope. Ben, we haven't got time.
And that's why I'm calling for a boycott. Please.
Ben has changed his tune on this. When he first came on with Piers, he started by trying to explain to Piers, after his time in Africa, that there were areas where hunting was the only viable future for certain animals. Not the only one in a lot of places, but in some places it was the only thing that worked. Piers browbeat him and he capitulated, and he's completely changed his tune on that now.
I haven't completely changed my tune, Diggory. I still accept that we need to put money into the conservation of wild animals, but I don't think it should be on a channel. You're missing the point
Guys,
there.
got to leave it there. We're out of time. Thank you very much indeed. We just want to... Would you go as far, would you object as so much that you would boycott your football team? Well, a spokesperson for Arsenal Football Club has told us that this has nothing to do with the football club, so we've got nothing to say. American-based Kroenke Sports Entertainment reporter is saying the channel will present ethical, fair chase hunting. As long as it is legal, it will be on there.
I'm sure you've got a view on that this morning, so do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much. Yeah.